The 26 Martyrs of Japan were a group of Roman Catholics who were executed by crucifixion on February 5, 1597, at Nagasaki. The martyrdom is especially significant in the history of Roman Catholicism in Japan, a promising beginning to Catholic missions in Japan. Perhaps as many as 300,000 Catholics by the end of the 16th century met complications from competition between the missionary groups, political difficulty between Spain and Portugal, and factions within the government of Japan. Christianity was suppressed, and it was during this time that the 26 martyrs were executed. By 1630, Catholicism had been driven underground. 250 years later, when Christian missionaries returned to Japan, they found a community of hidden Catholics that had survived underground. Early Christianity in Japan. On August 15, 1549, St. Francis Xavier, Fr. Cosmo de Torres, S.J., and Fr. John Fernandez arrived in Kagoshima, Japan, from Spain with hopes of bringing Catholicism to Japan. On September 29, St. Francis Xavier visited Shimizu Takahisa, the daimyo of Kagoshima, asking for permission to build the first Catholic mission in Japan. The daimyo agreed in hopes of creating a trade relationship with Europe. The shogunate and the imperial government at first supported the Catholic mission and the missionaries, thinking that they would reduce the power of the Buddhist monks and help trade with Spain and Portugal. However, the shogunate was also wary of colonialism, seeing that in the Philippines the Spanish had taken power after converting the population. The government increasingly saw Catholicism as a threat and started persecuting Catholics. Christianity was banned and those Japanese who refused to abandon the faith were killed. Martyrdom. On February 5, 1597, 26 Catholics, 4 Spaniards, 1 Mexican, 1 Indian, all Franciscan missionaries, 3 Japanese Jesuits and 17 Japanese laymen, including 3 young boys, who were all members of the Third Order of St. Francis, were executed by crucifixion in Nagasaki on the orders of Hideyoshi Toyotomi. These individuals were raised on crosses and then pierced through with spears. Persecution continued sporadically, breaking out again in 1613 and 1630. On September 10, 1632, 55 Catholics were martyred in Nagasaki in what became known as the Great Gena Martyrdom. At this time Catholicism was officially outlawed. The Church remained without clergy and theological teaching disintegrated until the arrival of Western missionaries in the 19th century, drawn from the oral histories of Japanese Catholic communities. Shusaku Endo's acclaimed novel Silence provides detailed accounts of the persecution of Catholic communities and the suppression of the Church. Recognition. While there were many more martyrs, the first 26 missionary and convert martyrs came to be especially revered, the most celebrated of whom was Paul Miki. The martyrs of Japan were canonized by the Roman Catholic Church on June 8, 1862, by Pope Pius IX, and are listed on the calendar as SDS. Paul Miki and his companions, commemorated on February 6, since February 5, the date of their death, is the feast of Saint Agatha. They were included in the general Roman calendar for the first time in 1969. Previously, they were honored locally, but no special Mass for them was included even in the Missae pro aliquibus lossus section of the 1962 Roman Missal. Some 21st-century publications based on it have such a Mass under February 13. The Church of England also celebrates the Japanese martyrs liturgically on February 6. The Anglican Church in Japan, A member of the Anglican Communion added them to its calendar in 1959 as an annual February 5th commemoration of all the martyrs of Japan. The Evangelical Lutheran Church in America added a commemoration on February 5th to the calendar. The Church of the Holy Japanese Martyrs is a Catholic church dedicated to the 26 Martyrs of Nagasaki. It is decorated with artwork by Japanese artist Luke Hasegawa. List of the 26 Martyrs of 1597. Saint Antonio Danon, Saint Bonaventura of Miyako, Saint Cosmotakia, Saint Francisco Branco, Saint Francisco of Nagasaki, Saint Francisco of Saint Michael, Saint Gabriel de Duisco, Saint Gaius Francis, Saint Gonçalves Garcia, Saint James Kizai, Saint Joachim Sakachibara, Saint Juan Kisaka, Saint Juan Sonda Gotu, Saint Leo Karasumaru, Saint Louis Sabaraki, born in Owari. He was pressed by a samurai for apostasy, but declined it clearly. 12 years old, the youngest. Saint Martin of the Ascension, Saint Matthias of Miyako, Saint Miguel Kozaki, Saint Paolo Abaraki, Saint Paul Miki of Saint Paolo Miki, born in Japan in 1562. He joined the Society of Jesus in 1580 and was the first Japanese member of any Catholic religious order. He died 1 year before his ordination to the Catholic priesthood. Miki's remaining ashes and bones are now located in Macau, China. St. Pablo Suzuki, St. Pedro Bautista, St. Peter Baptist. He was a Spanish Franciscan who had worked about 10 years in the Philippines before coming to Japan. St. Peter was a companion of St. Paul Miki when Christianity was made illegal. St. Pedro Sucagiro, St. Philip of Jesus, born in Mexico in 1572. Upon his martyrdom he became the first Mexican saint and the patron saint of Mexico City. St. Thomas Kozaki, St. Thomas Ziko,